All right, let's see who comes in today. My wife is doing a live stream today, and I figured I would try to do one myself, so just got to get some people in here. Hey, Tractor Man. Trying to see who all I can get in here. Figure everybody has questions for me. I figured it would be kind of cool to do like a Q&A session. You guys, can you hear me okay? Who all's in here today? Let's see. Awesome. Awesome. Give me a second here. See who all I can con to getting in here. What's up, DJ Wedding? What's up, y'all? So it's kind of cool. We actually have my laptop, or I have it set up here on my desk with my big computer. So for those of y'all that don't know, I play around with computers too. I'm kind of a techie guy. Connor, I'm just north of Houston, up in a town called Conroe. So probably about 40 miles north of Houston. And Tractor Man, the buses are doing good. I drove the Bluebird on Friday. Needed some bus therapy after a rough week at work. And yeah, so DJ Wedding I see on Facebook. I kind of figured that was you. See if we can't get some cool people in here. It'd be kind of neat to get some more people, but I don't know how to do the streams where you get like a bunch of different people in. But yeah, buses are good. I took the Bluebird out, like I was saying. After I got the back door put back together, I realized after I drove it on Friday evening that the red lever on the inside of the back door was, I put it on backwards because it's got, on the Bluebirds, it's not perfectly straight. It kind of does this little bow out like that from the end. And I was wondering why it was hitting the back door lever guard. So it was kind of funny. And I realized, oh crap, I put it on backwards. So DJ Wedding, what I saw on Facebook, you're potentially getting another bus. Something like that. And Tractor Man, what kind of Bluebird do you have? Connor, I'm not sure yet. My theme with the Bluebird has kind of been kind of the, the sleeper look, keep the lights original. So, right here in the office here, I have a test light. It's a Weldon 1010. It's a dual indication one. So it's in pretty good shape too. But this is where I test my LEDs that I get. This is a dual indication base. And this is a single indication base for the 1156 bulbs. So, but those 2018 LEDs that I got really were awesome. The only thing, my only downfall to them was that they didn't have, there was not a big contrast between the brake and the tail light. It was just barely any difference, which sucked. So what's up, Tommy? Good to see you, brother. When am I going to see a video of your new Bluebird? I'm anxious. That's going to be like freaking awesome, man. Now, does that thing have air brakes? Oh yeah, my diesel fuel. This is coffee, by the way. Nothing exciting. still waking up. I had to DJ. For those of y'all who don't know, on the weekends I DJ karaoke Friday and Saturday nights. Hydraulic brakes. Okay, so it's just like mine, my Bluebird. Only you've got a 466 and a stick shift, and I got a 360 and a 545. Almost said 5-speed. It'd be kind of fun with a 5-speed, but it is nice having the automatic in it. It's kind of nice having one of each. But you know, it's kind of funny. I have a newer style gear shift for my Bluebird. It's they're actually made by, I believe they're made by Felstead. The actual slanted handle shifters that came from what, 94, 93, something like that on up in the internationals. So I took one out of a bus that was being scrapped. It was in good shape, and I'm almost tempted to put it in my Bluebird, even though it wouldn't match, just because one of the things I hate about the Quadco shifters is the rubber boot, the little lips that go around the shifter lever itself, the dust seal, whatever you want to call it. They always wear out, crack, and they look like trash afterwards. So, and if it sits too long in one gear, then it gets a indentation in those rubber boots. So, Connor, no, I haven't. Is that your YouTube channel? Let me look it up real quick on the big computer here. Let's see here. I see bus 07-30. What's up, Con Man? I talk to NS9987 every now and then on YouTube. So, oh wow, this guy's got a cool channel, this IC Bus 07-30. Very cool. I see he's got one of the newer style, the mini Doran light monitors. That's pretty cool. So I got some parts up here. I have, so I've actually got both style monitors up here. My buddy got me this one, the more current style. This one doesn't have the spade connectors on the back. My buddy got this for me off of eBay. He likes to buy me stuff every now and then. My buddy Ricky helped me do the DT swap. That's just kind of how he is. He likes to, every now and then he'll see something cool and be like, oh, I should get that for John, you know. It's kind of cool. So, and then I have the old style right here. So I still have a bunch of these left, a couple of these left. I've got one of the black-faced ones too. So these are really cool old monitors. It was really neat redoing the one for the Bluebird, and it looks pretty good. But I mean, you can see there's a slight difference to them. But I actually have the PDF that shows how to adapt this wiring from this to this. And it came out in 88 or 89, so that's why I am. That's why I still think that my Bluebird would have come with one of these if it was equipped with one instead of one of these. But anyway, Conman, my fan looks pretty good, man. It came out really good. Oh, wow, my chat just disappeared. What happened? That's weird. Oh, I see why. Hang on a second. I've got it set on top chat and not live chat. Let's do that. Okay, yeah. Live chat replay, we got it. I don't know. I know some people do like super chat and whatnot, and I don't know if I'm capable of doing that or getting that. If I am, that's cool. If not, oh well. Oh, I think my cat wants in. Come on, Timmy. Come on. You want it? Come on. Come on. There you go. Yeah, got to keep the door shut. My wife's doing a live stream out in the living room, so it was like, hey, I'll do one too. Let's see here. So DJ Wedding, back to NS9987. He's doing all right. He's just really busy taking care of his grandma right now. So you know, I don't know if he's ever going to get back into playing with his buses or not. He wants to, but Conman, new fan's working great. I still haven't wired the low function to it, but that's okay. Down here in Texas, we really don't need low on our fans. We just need high. So, but it works awesome. It's nice having two fans in the Bluebird. Oh, Tractor Man, let's see here. Yours, you said yours was a, okay, Chevy Bluebird 97 model. So is yours a Tractor man, is your bus a diesel or gas? I'm assuming if it's a diesel, it'd be a Cat 3116. 5-speed though is a lot of fun. Spoke rims, cool. Jackknife doors. I still want to redo my seats in my Bluebird. I need to get new foams though. That was one thing. That brings me next thing. Rainbow spec Matt's 4290. I'm assuming you're talking about. He just texted me a few minutes ago actually. Let's see here. I will read you the text he sent me. I told him I was live streaming too. I don't know if he'll actually say anything. He says, you can have your damn Houston weather back now, okay? So I'm assuming up there in Michigan, Indiana, it's hot. So that's funny. But yeah, me and him talk. I talk to Matt probably every couple of weeks. I know he's really busy, so it's kind of hard to get a hold of him. But I have both the cats in here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can move this without. Did you need to go potty? Okay. There we go. Yeah, Rainbow spec. You're talking about Matt's 4290. He probably won't upload for a while. He's really busy. He started or he didn't start. He bought a bus business, a bus company, and he's very involved in it. It's kind of a fledgling company, so he's trying to get it to get off the ground a little bit more. He's doing really well though. So, but and Matt will eventually, I'm sure, upload an update. Like I said, he doesn't have time. Used to be we called each other at least once, twice, 3 times a week, and now it's, he's so busy. Sometimes I don't talk to him for a couple weeks on end. So I mean, yeah, he does need to upload an update, but he'll come around when he can. He does. He's got his other school buses that he needs to, get back on the road. Well, not get back on the road, but just give some attention to. And he doesn't have time. But for any of you guys in the Indiana area or Michigan area, that's where his company's based out of. So, Cat, you really are taking a dump. Great, now it's going to stink in here. Oh, God. Well, you really did crap. Jeez. Cat just took a massive pile of crap. Cool. Okay. Matt still has all of his buses. So he has not, forgive the noises, the cat's trying to, she's covering up everything but the poop. I may need to go cover it up myself with some fresh cat litter. Jeez. Come on, cover it up, Carmelita. I don't want to smell that. But yes, Matt still has all of his buses. Yeah, he's given me some cool parts. As you guys have seen, everything he sent me. I do need to, one thing I forgot to get him after I did the, after I got the transmission swapped in the Bluebird, I was going to give him the PTO cover off of my old 545 because he, can you stop, please? Are you done? Thank you. My goodness. You didn't even cover it up. You just clawed at the side of the litter box. Seriously. I know, I need to clean it out again. All right. Yeah, I was going to send Matt my PTO cover from my 545 because he still needs to put one back on his old 545 that came out of his gray bus. But he just hasn't had, he doesn't have time to do anything. He's, like I said, he's running that company. That's all he does, which is a good thing. This has been something he's really been excited about. So, and I don't want to divulge too much information because I feel like, I'd be taking it away from him. I know he would rather be the one to tell you guys. So, oh, I can do super chat. That's awesome. Very cool. I've thought about, and I don't know if you guys have ever, I've thought about doing like a Patreon or something, but I just don't think I post enough to really, utilize it. I feel like if I set up a Patreon, be, letting you guys down because you know, sometimes, I don't get a chance to update as much as I want. And I don't get to do as much anymore now I've gotten married because I'm always busy doing, hanging out with my wife and going and doing stuff with her. So, either that or, because I work so much. So what I do, I work for a major oil drilling company. I work in IT. So I play around with computers all day. So that's one thing I've been very passionate about. I grew up around computers. I'm what you would call a Compaq baby. So for those of y'all that know Compaq, what the heck's going on up there? My wife's just being loud. For those of y'all that know Compaq Computer Corporation, my dad followed the founding fathers and from TI, Texas Instruments. That's who the three guys that founded Compaq originally worked at TI. And my dad and my mom were newlyweds, came down here to Houston from Minneapolis. And he started working at TI, and then he got pulled into Compaq, and it was kind of a risk, but that's so I've been around computers all my life, so I've messed with computers. So I'm an IT support specialist. I'm a team lead on my help desk that I work, and I handle a lot of the more convoluted and crazy requests that come in, that most people don't know how to fix. I figure it out. So what do you have, Kat? Seriously, every time. How the hell did you get a cough drop? She got a freaking cough drop. Don't know where she found it. But anyway, so that's what I do. I play with computers all day, and I handle a lot of projects. And so we recently bought another oil drilling company, an oil drilling supplier company out. And so we're in the process of converting all of their offices to our offices, like network-wise. So for those of y'all that know about computers, their old computers, when we convert their office network-wise over, everything's different. The whole network domain, everything. So what we're doing is we're taking similar model computers that were originally theirs that are imaged with our Windows 10 image. So that basically we just do a swap. They get a nice cleaned up computer that's the same model they had before. But so I've been in charge of getting those computers ready. So a lot of stuff. And I just actually built me a new computer. It's a newer. It's kind of funny. I'm Mr. Computer Guy, and I still have old computer stuff. My old computer, which is sitting on that chair right there, is an old Core 2 Duo board that I built in college back in 2005. And the new computer that I'm running now is I bought an HP Z800 workstation. And Mr. Matt says he is at a ball game right now. He's on a trip. So anyway, I bought an HP Z800 workstation, which is a pretty badass machine. It's they came out. This is the first of that workstation series that came out in 2009, and they went until 2011 or 12, and were replaced by the Z820. They are a dual processor Xeon processor motherboard, so they run the Intel Xeon server processors. And my buddy Ricky, who helped me do the DT swap, bought me this really awesome Cooler Master Cosmos 2 case years ago. And that old Core 2 Duo computer was in it for a while. And I felt like it was just, it was like getting a luxury car and putting a piece of crap 4-cylinder carbureted engine in it, and just kind of half-assing it. So this new, granted the Z800's old, but it's the last generation of motherboard that they had through it. So it runs the newer 5600 series processor. So I'm running dual Xeon X5670 processors. They're 6-core each at 2.93 gigahertz. I have 96 gigs of RAM, and I'm running twin Quadro K5000 NVIDIA cards that are SLI connected together. And I just have 2 monitors. And basically the idea behind this computer is to be able to use it as a workstation for work, to be able to game on it when I do game, which is rare, and to be able to run, set it up as a server. I want to learn SCCM, which is something we deploy at work for software deployment, and Windows update deployment, Windows deployments, stuff like that. And so I'm basically building my own Windows image right now for my friends, anybody that wants it. I haven't got it perfected yet, and it'll probably still be a while. But the idea behind it is that the Windows image will be on a stick where you just put the stick in the computer. It will it'll wipe your hard drive. It will put a fresh copy of Windows on it and install extra software like Office, Firefox. I like Avast antivirus, so I'm trying that out for now. And I could modify it to backup files and stuff if I needed to. But that way I can just send somebody a stick and it'll kick off its own little task sequence and do everything. So, all you do is you just let it do its thing. It's all plug and play. So, but anyway, so I play with computers all day. So in between that and DJing karaoke, I just don't have time to play with the buses as much as I want to. I do enjoy getting out there when I do. I know the Thomas right now needs a fuel filter and probably some injector cleaner in it. Jalen, buses, I like the older buses. Everything that's new these days it's crap. It's not built like it used to be. And I kind of proved this back when I was driving a bus at the school district that my Thomas came from. I would park an older bus, a really old bus, next to a brand new IC. And you could tell just by tapping on the sides that the IC skin was made out of some flimsy sheet metal. And, an old Thomas has some nice, little bit thicker grade sheet metal, higher gauge. It builds a little bit better. So I like the older buses. I've never been a fan of the international V8 engines as much, which is kind of silly since I got, the Thomas with a, with the IDI engine. But I kind of fell in love with that bus. I drove it for so long. I've never liked any of the Max Force engines. The Max Force DT it was fun to drive. It was, it felt like a DT, but it was definitely neutered. So it's nice to be able to get in an old bus. A lot of people thought I was crazy for it. And what's up, AJ? Yeah, dude, the DTs, where I grew up, I went to the infamous Cypress Fairbanks ISD, Cy-Fair ISD. That's where Chris Abnett got his red bus from. And with the exception of the group of buses his red bus was in, everything was 99% of their S series were DT 466 powered, actually about 95%, because they got 1979 and 80 model S series buses that were S1700s with 345 gas motors in them. And they were Carpenter and Ward bodies. And I still remember riding on those. And then in 1981, they got these Waynes that were S1800s. So they were pretty cool. Jalen, have I ever driven a 2001 Bluebird All-American? Yes, I've driven Matt's bus before, his red bus. So it was a good running bus. I've also driven a really, drove a really cool All-American. I drove a, what's up, Luke? I drove a 1980 Bluebird All-American Shorty around my buddy's bus sales lot when I was in high school, which would have been in the late 90s. And it was an 8.2 Detroit diesel. It had a It had a wheelchair lift, and the cool part about it was a 5-speed with a 2-speed rear end. It was an AAFE and air brakes. That was a fun little bus to drive. It was a little interesting shifting gears though, because so the shift pattern was the same as my Thomas, where reverse, 2 and 4 are on the top, and the sometimes you go to put it in second gear and accidentally put it in fourth gear just because the gears were close together. Not sure what kind of training it was. So Luke, what are you doing in California? I saw you flew out there. Are you getting more toys, or are you attending an event, or I mean, what's the deal with that? I'm anxious to know. Undisclosed. Okay. So it's a surprise. Connor, would I drive a Vision? I've never driven a Vision at all. So, honestly, I mean, I'm always up to try driving something. I've always thought the C2s were ugly as hell, but I got in the driver's seat of one and actually got to drive one around on trip and route, and they were actually really, really, they were made for the driver. I was impressed. They're ugly as sin, but I'll tell you what, the driver compartment on them is amazing. But in the propane ones, I think that was just I mean, yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on propane. They did this in the 80s with the old gas IHs and Chevrolets and Fords, and they converted them to propane, and it's a repeat. It's kind of, it was to save a couple of bucks up front. It really didn't do much for the long run, I don't think. But Tractor Man, no, I've never seen a bus from the 20s in person. I've seen pictures. But yeah. But I've driven a Bluebird FS65, not on the road, but at my buddy's bus sales lot. I mean, they're no different than a Bluebird GMC. I mean, there's FS65 chassis was a good chassis. It reminded me a lot of the S series, just from the gauge cluster to how everything was set up. It reminded me a lot of the S series. But excuse me. But I did drive several Thomas FS65s on routes. I had a brand new one that I got. It was a brand new 02. It was the first year we got buses that didn't have 545s in them. It had a 2000 in it. And unfortunately, about 2/3 of the way into the school year, I had an accident. I had 2 people pull out in front of me. So, but no, Connor, I've never driven an Amtrak. But Amtran. Actually, yes, I've driven Amtrans. So I've driven a lot. But anyway, Luke, how long are you in on the West Coast for? Just a few days, a weekend, a week? Oh. But let's see here. Oh, let me pull this back up. Yeah, Bluebird number. I've seen videos on how Bluebird number 1 runs. It's basically a Ford Model T, I think. But a little strange, but I don't know why my chat keeps seeing it here. The chat disappears and reappears, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of strange. Let's see here. I wonder. I'm going to terrorize Matt for a second. Let me see if I can get him to at least come in the chat. Oh my gosh, autocorrect. Yeah, friggin' autocorrect. I wonder if I can see who all's in here. No, I can't. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. But oh, the copyright guy's in here. What's up, dude? I see your comments a lot lately. When did I learn how to drive a twin stick? I kind of taught myself. I mean, I've known how to drive sticks since I started driving cars back when I was 15 years old. I'm 36 now, so you know, I just kind of, it was kind of a, you know, with the Thomas, I don't shift it like a true twin stick. If you watch twin stick videos, you'll see where somebody will put the main in a gear and then they'll start the auxiliary in low and work it up to high gear. And then once they hit high gear and have to shift again, then they shift the main and put the auxiliary back in low at the same time. I don't do that. I've tried it before and it's a little difficult, especially since, you know, I don't do it all the time, but I mean, I just kind of taught myself, you know, I have an idea of how it, or had an idea of how it worked. And, you know, and that's, you know, that's what it's basically how you know, I just got behind the wheel and tried it out. And, you know, and it's not hard. I mean, if you can float gears in a big semi truck, then you can shift a twin stick. It's not hard at all. You know, it's the coordination. But luckily I've got it set up where I don't have to do that. Man, my freaking comments or my chat keeps disappearing. It's so strange. Connor, adding a smoke switch would be kind of silly because my motors aren't electronic. So there's no sensors to allow for cold rolling. So the way I would have to do it, there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Cool Bus Joey, and he's not. If you can look, I'm subscribed to him. If you go into the people I subscribe to, you can see he hasn't posted in a while, but he has it's like a Ward Amtran S1800, like an 89 model, one of the last years, and it's a 5-speed with a DT 360. And he has it. He's done some mods to it. I don't know what all he has done, but he's done a lot of mods, and he can roll coal in it. And what he does is he lugs the engine, which means he shifts to the next gear way too soon and punches it. So it dumps all that fuel into the combustion chamber, and because the engine can't keep up to burn it all, you know, it blows it out pipe black. So, but what the heck's going on with my phone? It's not charging now. Yeah, for some reason the chat keeps. I don't know what the hell's going on with the chat here. There we go. Oh, wrong key. All right, Tractor Man, good seeing you, buddy. I'll definitely keep bussing. I enjoy it. Yeah, what is wrong with my chat? It just keeps going away. Jalen, have I ever seen a Superior school bus? I've actually driven one. And of course, gosh darn it, you stupid phone charger. One of my buddies, I'm not sure what his channel name is here, and I'm not going to reveal his real name, but he has a 1980, I think. It's a 1980 S1800 DT 466 powered Superior. Jalen, the one I drove at the school district where my Thomas came from, when I started there, we had 2 Lodestars still. They were 78 models, AT540 automatic air brakes, and 345s. And one was a Superior and the other one was a Wayne. And they actually ran pretty good. The 345s were pretty gutless, though, just because they had a 2-barrel carburetor on them. Where I drove, they had at Tomball, they had 392 gas motors, and they were pretty rocking and rolling motors because they had a 4-barrel carb on them. I'm not sure. I know they used the same block. Gosh darn, this phone charger just doesn't like my phone today. That's okay. I'm at 98%. I have one of the, so I have a Galaxy S9 and just got it. And I have the wireless fast charger, and every time I put the phone on, it starts flashing. So I don't know why it's doing that. Everything's breaking over here. Hey Connor, your district is decommissioning the 2006 CEs. I'm assuming they're not DT 466 powered, but I'm not surprised. It's just buses are junk. They're DTs. I wonder why. What state are you in? You know who else we need to get in here is Mr. You're in Texas, really? What school district, if you don't mind me asking? Judson, okay. That's kind of out there. Judson's a smaller town, if I remember right. What I guess you guys are getting a bunch of new buses, probably not ICs, because the 06s they are those aren't Max Force DTs. Those are DT 466Es, and I'm not even. I think those had EGR on them. The annoying EGR. Luke, I'm not surprised you guys' 08s and 09s are on the way out. I mean, you guys are up in the Rust Belt. So I'm definitely not surprised about that. But and are they V8s? Are they? Well, it doesn't really matter. Max Force DTs are crap anyway. So they when I drove at Tomball, our Max Forces were just they weren't worth anything. They were just junk. Actually, let's see if I can get one person in here that would be kind of cool. They're not rusty at all, huh? Jalen, what part of Texas is that? Hurst, Euless, Bedford, ISD. And AJ, yeah, you're down. I can't remember what country you're in, but yeah, you guys have some cool stuff down there in Latin America. I saw somebody took down there, and that's right, you're in Belize. That's a nice area too, I hear. I know somebody down there took a HDX and put a stick shift in it, which was insane. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And it was kind of cool to see I think it was an MD 3060 originally, and it was cool to see the push button shifter on the dash just sitting there deactivated. So Jalen, okay, so you're up towards Dallas Fort Worth area. Okay. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat knowing there's a lot of people all over Texas. There's one guy that I've been trying to get in contact with who's let me see here. He is, let me see. Let me go into my things here. I think it's like TX bus driver or something like that. Texas bus driver. He had a really cool video on his page. I'm subscribed to him. I don't see much of him. He sounds kind of like NS9987. He's somewhere up towards east, northeast Texas, somewhere like between Dallas and Texarkana, if I remember right. But they had a 9-liter S1800 that was really cool. That he really liked. He was wanting to buy it. I don't think he did, but it's like, dude, I've got buses, man, and I'm kind of a couple hours away from you. Now, for those of y'all that know Mr. Frederick Kraft, he's supposed to come visit here in a couple of weekends, so there'll probably be a video out for that. And I know Chris Abnett will be coming back down here again soon, hopefully. So I'm sure he'll be back down here again soon. It was a lot of fun meeting him. He's a really cool guy. Um, so far, everybody I've met from YouTube is awesome. Hey, look who's here. Mr. 681. What's up, buddy? Okay, so to tell if it's a 360 or a 466, that's a good question. Look at the, unfortunately, you'll have to look at the valve cover on top of the motor. So that era DT's, the 360 is going to have ridges that come up off the top, and the ends of the valve cover are going to be like triangular pointed. The 466 has a perfectly rectangular valve cover, and instead of ridges, it's going to be indentations. Turbo is kind of, I mean, I've never really. Now the crossover pipe will tell you too. A 360, if it has a crossover pipe, it's flat on top. It just comes up off the turbo, is flat, and then goes down. The 466 kind of has like an arc to it. But yeah, so far, like everybody I've met off of YouTube is friggin' awesome. This is a really neat community, you know, and what 10, 20 years ago, this wasn't possible. We didn't have Facebook or any of this stuff to go meet, you know, each other. We had online forums, and before that, it was, you know, papers that went out in the mail, you know. So it's really neat that we have this now, and I've made a lot of friends and gotten a lot of knowledge from everybody. I'm going to be right back. I need to run to the restroom real quick. Give me a second. Mute my mic so y'all don't have to hear anything. All right, let's unmute that mic. There we go. All right. Cool. Oh, all right, I'm back, guys. This is why I hate autocorrect. I understand completely. I texted Matt earlier and I said, hey, come jump in on my live stream. Autocorrect made it say love stream. So he's probably going to look at it and go, what in the hell is wrong with you, John? So let's see here. Got some people jumping in, possibly. Yeah, Adam, it's good to see you, man. So are you going to actually get that 91, or are you just kind of shopping around right now? Because that'd be really cool. Yeah. You know, I would love to get me a crown as well, but it's just not in the. I don't think it's in the budget right now. So I'm having to pay to um, having to pay to store my buses again, and it's not bad. It's nice, but yeah. Oh, Jalen. Okay, so you drove for Grapevine. What what did you guys have that was old? I think Grapevine got rid of a lot of their old stuff. 'Cause I think I've seen it on Renee Bates. Hey, Cam's in the room. What's up, buddy? Jalen, you had lots of bluebirds. That's cool. And Luke, I'm still liking the. Didn't get a chance to mention that. Long live the 9-leaker. I tell you what, that was a really awesome motor for what it was worth. Um, the one I drove, it didn't leak oil; it leaked coolant. So, and I'm not sure what was causing it to leak at the time, but that was right before it died. It really never leaked oil so much; it just burned it. I do know that. But when that thing went, it had 303,000 miles on it, so it was time. So, oh wow, that's pretty cool. A rear exit. Like, what do you mean a rear exit? Like the whole door? And then warning lights to give you the uh, well, wow, you got a whole friggin' emergency door from a Thomas, I'm assuming. That's got to be heavy too. Wow, what do you do with it? You just have it like on your wall in your house, or I mean, those back doors are heavy. I do know that. That's pretty cool. And then what about the warning lights? Are they incandescent or LED? And as for, somebody mentioned earlier what I was asking about what I do with the Bluebird warning lights. If a set of LEDs fell into my hands, then I might consider putting them on. I don't know. Um, I met 9SB19 and he brought me some LED warning lights. They strobe though, and I'm not, um, they don't have a steady function. I might try to mod them if I can figure out how to and make them just do steady. Because I've never been a fan of the strobing warning lights. They bother my eyes. So I know that's kind of silly, but that's why when I put the LEDs on my stop arms, that I did not put the strobing function on, because for some reason it just bothers me. Yeah, Connor, that's what I did with the Thomas. They're just sound off 756 stop, tail, and turn lights. Hmm. Hey, Adam, are those 87s stick or automatic? Actually, I think you've shown me pictures of those or posted them online. They're stick. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. Um, Air doors. It's kind of funny. I was talking to, who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to a guy named Mikey, who's a younger guy, and he was talking about air doors. He saw some Thomas safety liners, like old safety liners that had air doors. And there's a couple of videos out there of some Florida bus rodeos where they were older S series Bluebird and Thomases with they sounded like 9 liters. They could have been IDIs. They weren't, definitely not DTs, but they had air jackknife doors. It was pretty cool. So I don't think it's the compressors that would cause the doors to build pressure. It's probably your regulators. So, those things have a they have a regulator that controls the air going to the cylinder that opens and closes the doors. So that's probably why. Hey, Mr. Weibel's here. What's up, buddy? Really, what kind of warning lights did you get? What brand are they? I've actually been experimenting or thinking about experimenting. They have these LED spotlights that do come in different colors. And I've thought about putting one, like testing one out in a warning light in place of the big reflector bulb and seeing how that would illuminate the lens, if it would be just as good as the reflector bulb. I just haven't had a chance to test it, to acquire one to test it. It was something I was looking at a while ago, and I kind of just, abandoned the project. I had other stuff come up. So your 3800 is just amazing, though. You have some really cool buses. It's really neat. And Adam, yeah, I'm pretty sure you, Mr. 681 Adam, I know you showed me the pictures of those Thomases. So I haven't really seen much of my subscriptions to see what's going on with with who all's uploaded what. I've been busy. Jalen, have you ever seen so you're talking like the current international hood. I think I have once. So I will say this: I get a kick out of the Latin American guys that are turning 3800 hoods into into the newer international, grafting the newer grills on, and AJ might be able to shed some light on that as well. Yeah, they'll put those grills on the 3800 hoods down in Latin America, and they actually, the thing I'm curious about is how the structural integrity of the hood holds up with that new. That's a lot of fiberglass work, and I know fiberglass can be strong, but geez. But now, Mr. Weibel, how are you liking your new IC? What's up, Nathan? Welcome to the chat. This is kind of fun, guys. It's neat just having a little get together like this. I haven't talked shop bus wise in a long time, and let's see here. Looks like Matt's 4290 just sent me another text and said he's at a ball game. That's funny. Connor, you're probably right. And Mr. Weibel, I think your 3800 will always be cool. I would hang on to that thing as long as you can. That's really cool. And it's kind of neat seeing you do the mods that you do to it. And you're more than welcome to use anything that I've done. So, what's up, dude? But yeah, for sure. It's I'm still baffled as to why you removed the second stop sign. I mean, I get why you didn't want to run air out there, but you know, how did I react when Matt sold his TC Shorty? You know, so I was on the phone with him when he was bringing it home. And I remember him having to get off the phone because he blew a tire on it. So, and I knew he really didn't have much time for it, and it was the opportunity for him to help some people out that were looking for a bus. It got turned into a band bus. Um, the band hauls, I guess, their equipment in it. I'm not sure, but I know he didn't have it very long. So, you know, it was kind of cool because he sold that and he ended up getting his gray bus. So, but yeah, Nathan Matt hasn't posted. We talked about this earlier. He's real busy with work, so he just doesn't get a chance to play with his buses. He bought a bus charter company, a charter they use mini buses. And like I said, I don't want to reveal too much information because I think it's, you know, something that it would be more exciting for you guys if he actually came out, you know, or when he does, you know, finally post another video, if he actually said, you know, what he's doing. You know, I don't want to take all the excitement away from him. So, but he's doing fine. He's just extremely busy, very, very, very busy. So, no, I don't like the ICs. They're newer buses. They fall into the category of stuff that falls apart. Stuff that's not reliable. Nothing that's made now is reliable. It's all crap as far as I'm concerned. Although I will say that the new Cummins motor is not a bad motor. I don't like all of the emissions they put on all this stuff. But and Mr. Weibel can probably elaborate on that since he has a brand new IC. You know, just a lot of this, you know, emissions crap is just junk. Yes, they are. They're very cheap. When I drove, I remember they were having to re-weld them back together several times. So be prepared for that. Cheap, everything on that body is cheap. So I you know, I was never impressed with the IC. I drove several with max forces, and we had some 08s that had just DT 466Es in them that weren't max force, and that those last two generations of DTs were just not. You know, they were a disgrace to the DT engine family. I'm not surprised. Now, is the air cylinder that holds those shut? Is it? Can you adjust it or adjust the regulator? I suppose you probably don't want too much air pressure going to those doors though, because it'll make them slam. But there's got to be something. Might be time to figure out a mod that allows them to hold shut, like putting like mounting a magnet up there or something, like a strong magnet, so that when the linkage gets close to it, it sticks to it. Connor, clicking noises when the bus accelerates. I'm not sure. I'd have to hear it. Now, can you beef up that linkage at all? I mean, I know the bus is under warranty, so I guess you don't want to do too much, but still, there's got to be something that you can, uh, you know, some kind of mod. The only thing I would worry about is that that would void your warranty, and that's, you know, being a brand new bus. I'm sure that's not a cheap investment. I think base price on those is somewhere between 80 and 90K. So, And Mr. Adams 681, the MD3060 is a good tranny. Matt's 4290 had told me that that with the way the DT466Es were set up in those buses, the throttle is not it's not like a conventional electronic throttle. It's and he's got a better way of putting it than I do, but I think the MD3060, it's a good match for the 466E since it's an electronic transmission behind an electronic engine. From what Mr. Christopher Avnet was telling me, putting the mechanical 545 and 643s behind the electronic engines, they just, especially 545, just doesn't hold up. And Nathan, to answer your question, DEF is crap. It's not, it's something the EPA came up with, and I don't care for the EPA because I think they put their nose in too much. They don't realize the repercussions of doing some of the stuff. They don't care about the repercussions. So all of these emissions that they're putting on these diesels that that just retard these engines. Basically, that's what they do. That's why the diesels have higher horsepower now, because they have to in order to keep up with the older engines that don't have all this emissions on them. And the EPA basically says, I don't care how you do it, just do it. And I think that they shouldn't. I think they should not stick their nose so much into engine emissions. There was nothing wrong with the old diesels, even if they did blow a little black smoke. They were good motors that were reliable. Now you can't get a new diesel to be reliable to save your life, hardly. So just junk. So, but it is what it is. This is the day and age we live in here in the United States. If we were to go down to Latin America, then we wouldn't have to worry about that. It's nice having the old mechanical diesels back on the road. But and as for these electronic buses, I think we need to do a little bit more research. I think they're being put out on the road too quickly and developed too quickly. They need to make them so that they have a better range on them. And I know we're totally capable of doing that. I think there's not enough time for R&D. And Mr. Weibel, you're right. Keep the old bus, because I bet it's going to see a lot more service than you anticipate this year with the new bus being down. So, but we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. But, I personally wouldn't have gotten a newer bus. But I can get why you would want one, because your 3800 is getting a little older, and you needed something that that would have a warranty on it. And I'm sure your customers probably would like to see a newer bus, even though you keep that 3800 just immaculately clean. I mean, jeez. But it is what it is. What's up, Fred? What is up, Holmes? It's good to see you. Are you asking what I'm talking about? We're talking about, so Mr. Weibel has, he's somebody that you should subscribe to. He's got some really cool, a really, really awesome Bluebird 3800. It is an 03 or 04 model. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but I know it's it's a later model, and he just got a new IC. He's an owner operator contractor up near Matt, up in the great upper Midwest. Sorry guys, we've been getting some storms down here, and my okay, that's why. 12 years old or newer. That makes a lot of sense. That's really cool though. And being getting to be an owner operator, I would have loved to have done that back in the day. But I wouldn't have had something new. I would have gotten, I would have gotten some kind of either S series or 3800 with a mechanical DT and a stick shift, and preferably a Bluebird or a Thomas body. That would have been a lot of fun. When I drove for Goodman bus service, where my Bluebird is from, I drove just about everything. It was mainly 3800s. Had a wide variety of bodies. We had a bunch of Waynes from Kentucky with that infamous, really narrow school bus lettering on the front and back that Kentucky was famous for. And they had air ride. They were air rides with DTs, some 360s and some 466s. The 360s had 545s and the 466s had MT 643s, because that's how it was set up back in the day. And they had one Bluebird 3800 in that batch from Kentucky and an Amtran 3800 from Kentucky. The Bluebird was rather weak. Its engine was tired, and I didn't like the way it looked either. It looked like a Kentucky bus. It didn't have the warning light visors. It had the black around the warning lights. It just did not look like a Bluebird. The belt line lights in the back didn't have the oval around them, the brake reverse turn cluster. It was just yellow around it. So it was a good bus, but and then we had some Texas buses. I drove I had a 90. I drove a variety of buses. We had some 90 and 91 Thomas and Bluebird 3800s with DT 360s in them from Texas. All 545s and air brakes. We had some 90 and 91 Thomas 3800s from Illinois that were DT 360s and hydraulic brakes. There was a lot of different stuff there. The Evil bus, which was my 9-liter bus that I drove, it was an 83 S1800 Bluebird from Indiana. It was spec'd very similarly to my bus 880, which is an 88 S1800 from Indiana. My 88's from northern Indiana, Michigan City schools, right along the coast of Lake Michigan, real close to Gary. The 83 was in a lot better shape than my 88 is. It didn't have some of the like my 88's got patches on the floor from where they patched holes. But the 83 was a really awesome running bus. It was down quite a bit though. I know they did kingpins on it and they had a brake issue. And I remember they downed it one time because they wanted to put a newer speedometer in it. They replaced the speedometer. The old one died, and instead of just taking one from a junk S series that there was an abundance of at the time, they wanted to get a new one, which was freaking stupid, but that was them. I loved the time that I spent there. I did a lot of cool trips. I was still in college. I was back when I built that old computer back there, but it was a lot of fun. And Adam, I can tell they use a lot of road salt up there. When Matt was down, we got a good look underneath the my bus 880, and it's got some rust under it. It's not horrible because it came down here in 2000, and Goodman bought it, and it was there's that one spot in the aisle in the back where there's like a small opening that's opened up in the floor. It's big enough for ants to get through, but that's about it. Bees and wasps can't get in, thank goodness. And I plan to put like a metal plate over the floor there. And then the front. And then there's a little bit of rot on the right behind the rear tires where the mud flaps would mount. But that's pretty typical from up there. But other than that, I mean, it's not in bad shape, and I might one day go underneath it and clean it up. I mean, there's no holes. There's no rust holes in the frame. There's not really any in the body either. So it's just, I think somebody under the transmission, so, or above the transmission. So I don't know what happened. I think somebody went in there and vandalized it. But who knows? You know. Other Adam 681. I think I've driven a 408 once. I mean, it's no different than a 360 or a 466. So the only difference is the 360 was its own block. It did not share a block with the 466, and the 408 is basically a 466 that's de-stroked. It has a shorter piston stroke than the 466. So, Nathan, I've been repainting my, I'm assuming you mean repaint. I have been repainting my Bluebird, my 880. The next thing I need to do is the roof, and then it's pretty much done. And then go over the rub rails. All the black on it needs to be redone yet. I've got a lot of black paint that I bought up from that hardware store that was going out of business. I just need to get out there with some tape and some newspaper and mask everything off and shoot it. But eventually, yes. I mean, it's going to be done. The other thing, I want to do the roof white on the Bluebird, but I'm not sure how I want to do it. If I want to take the white all the way down to the to the edge of the roof, the tops of the windows, like the Thomas is, or if I want to do. I saw one. I think it was a Louisiana bus where the bottom of the streamer was the edge of the white and yellow. So basically, the yellow touched the bottom of the streamer, and then where the streamer ended, white continued, if that makes sense. And do the roof that way. I'm just not sure, and I'm still debating on if I'm going to paint the roof with a roller or if I'm going to paint it with spray can. I can get. I want to use the same paint Matt used on his white TC, that Rust-Oleum Professional oil-based gloss white. So it just it depends, you know, because now I don't have the ranch anymore. You know, I'm at a storage place, so you know the ranch was nice because I could. You know, there was a bathroom, a sink there. So when I get done working on the buses, I just go in the house and clean up. So, a wash compound. If Luke is still in here, he could probably tell you. And Frederick, if Fred's still in here, I think Fred's in here. He could probably tell you a good wash compound. I've seen that bird bath wash that you can get from the Bluebird dealers. That might be a good one. I don't know. I know my Thomas's hood has the black splotches in it now from sitting out. It's probably because I haven't waxed it. So the Thomas needs a little bit of work on it too. I need to go under there and grease the chassis. I need to do that, and I probably need to find a way to scrub the roof just to get all the sap and crap off the roof, because you know it still looks pretty rough on the outside, and it needs a fuel filter. They've been sitting for so long because I don't drive them as much anymore. They need fuel filter and possibly some injector cleaner. So I mean that's easy though. You know, fuel filter's quick. No, I definitely am not changing the rims on 880. You know, it's the Dayton spokes look awesome. You know, they have a neat. They just have a neat look to them. Yeah, the Bud hubs are cool. I mean, both the Bud hubs and the Dayton spokes are awesome. But I don't. I definitely don't want to change the Dayton spokes out. for sure. They have a really awesome look to them. Part of the reason I bought 880 was I was looking for the 83 that Goodman had. It was bus 849. For those of y'all that are friends with me on Facebook, it's in my album. It's like I said, it was it was from northern India. It may have been from Michigan City. I don't know. It was a 83 S1853 from somewhere in Indiana. And it had the date and spokes. It just had a 9-liter. And for those of y'all that know the kind of the history on those motors, the DT360 was the replacement for the 9-liter. EPA had an emissions requirement, and the 9-liter failed the emissions requirement for 1987, 88. So they changed everything that's when they made the DT360. And I think the DT360, I'm pretty sure it was a tractor motor prior, just like the 466 was. I'm part of a group on Facebook called the International DT360 and DT466 conversions or mods or something like that. And I know there is an agricultural version of the DT360, so I'm pretty sure it was a tractor motor before it became a road motor. So the 9-liter, interestingly enough, was a gas motor before it was a diesel. It was a highly modified version of the MV549, I believe is what it was. There is a video of somebody with an International Fleet Star, like an early 70s model, that's a twin stick, and it's got the 549 gas motor in it. So, but that's why I bought 880, because it was very similar to 849, with the exception. Sorry, I'm filing a toenail here that's really sharp. It's bugging the hell out of me. Sorry, guys. So, but the only other difference between 849 and 880 was 849, the 9-liter had jackknife doors, and it also had a factory stereo and PA system in it, which was really cool. Now 880 has the same mirror and the light monitor, the Elmo light monitor that 849 had, so that's kind of cool. So that's the kind of the other reason why I gave it the 2 tail light system. Deactivated the big tail lights, just made them brake lights only, so it would kind of have the retro look like 849 had. Nathan, T444E, great pickup truck motor, hands down, for a bus motor. I drove several 96 Crown by Carpenters when I was at Tomball that had 444Es in them, and they were gutless. They were extremely gutless. So, I mean, it's a good get the job done motor, just like the IDIs were, but it's not a good bus motor, like long term. In town, sure. Connor, I don't know. I'm going to do something with the stop sign on the Bluebird. I don't know if I'm going to repaint it or if I'm going to just get a decal to put over it. I'll probably just get a decal. My other hobbies are, besides computers and buses, are road signs and traffic lights. I collect and restore old traffic lights. Look up, see if the computer can get it up there. That street sign up there came out of my computer. That's one of the streets that my grandfather in Milwaukee lived off of. So, and that's just the what looks like the honeycomb decal. So, hey, DJ Wedding. As for I know you're looking. I knew your bus you posted the other day. You said you were going to go look at has a 444E, because I saw the decals on the grill of the hood, the infamous "Don't use ether" decals. So, and they only came on the glow plug equipped diesels. So, There was a 190 and a 215 horse version of the 444E. The 215 horsepower version of it, I hear, was really good. Um, I hear it had some really good power to it. Um, but I don't know. I've never driven a high horse version. Cam, yes, Tomball still does have the Crown by Carpenters. They sold off one. Uh, I know. So one of the things I really hated about those buses was they were just cheap. I mean, holy crap, they were cheap. Um, Between the top of the window sash and the bottom of the ceiling is like this rubber seal, and it's a cheap, like round rubber seal, and you could literally like poke a pencil through it. And I remember those were starting to deteriorate the last time I was on one of those buses. Just everything, that the way the doors opened and closed, everything felt cheap. It felt cheap and poorly constructed. It was just, the Crown by Carpenter was a horrible clone of a Bluebird. It was a cheap reconstruction. So, and it one of the ones we had, my best friend Brian drove on a route, bus 396 402, and it was nicknamed Old Bouncy because you drive down the road. It could be the smoothest road in the world, and you were the whole way just driving like this, and it gave him back problems for a while. So, and it was, one of the gutless. They were equipped with either 150 or 175 horse T444Es in a 77 passenger bus. Just ick. Nathan, the cat motors are good. They were a good inline six. They were a lot of fun. I liked the 3208 though. That was a fun little V8. It wasn't a little V8. It was a 10.2 liter. Excuse me a second. Oof. Come on now. Yep. Allergies are acting up. But I mean, cats were good. Jalen, you missed everything. I don't have anything funny to come up with, though. Any crazy tall tales. So you didn't miss much, actually. You missed me just rambling on. So I'm sure this video will get reposted. All right. I hate picking my nose, but damn it. But hey, look at this. I've got one of those fake sex bot girls on Facebook chatting with me. That's like the most excitement I've had all day. But yes, DJ Wedding, you're absolutely right. This is the first time I've really gotten to do this, and I love it. We need to do this more often. I just don't get time to. Yeah, rambling is just, it's amazing. It's kind of cool to get out here. Like I said earlier, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have anything like this where we just jump in a live stream and say, hey, so, but let's see here. What do I do, and what is, and are you a religion? She just asked me if I'm a religion. Yeah, DJ Wedding, do a video of your buses. It's really cool seeing, like, and I feel honored that I'm part of the, myself and the two Matts kind of started this whole thing on YouTube, and I think it's a lot of fun, and it sucks that we kind of fade NS9987 having to take care of his grandmother all the time. So, and NS9987 I don't think works very much. So yeah. What should I tell this girl? What do I do? Am I a religion? Yes. I am a religion. We are opening the second. You guys are going to like this. She said she's from Florida. I said, yes, I am a religion. We are opening the second chapter of the Church of John Jay next week in Florida. If she asks where, I'm going to say where you are. Oh, that's kind of funny. I love messing with these stupid people. I had one friend request me earlier. It was some Indian dude, and I've seen him. He hacked somebody's Facebook account in the group, and I don't know who in the hell it was, but I recognized the face. I'm like, no. Oh, that's cool. I'm a Catholic, but not often. For those of y'all that really want to know my religion, I'm Christian, but I'm not. I don't go to church all the time anymore. I used to be Methodist, but it is what it is. What do you do and how? Geez, I feel like she's kindergarten cop. Who are you? Who is your dad and what does he do? What do you do and how old are you? I'm 36 and I am an IT specialist. I told her I play with computers all day and do some light hacking. We'll see if that messes with her. Yeah. I'll ask the questions here. Some of these, yeah. I like that. Who are you and what are your intentions with me? That's funny. Definitely funny. I hate that it's kind of detracting from the bus talk, but we'll get back to that in a second. I figure we'll have a little fun and then just be like, yeah. Hey Nathan, no, you said you're gonna make a bus video. Are you? Do you have buses? She says she's 29, as a stylist, currently seeking for a job. I asked her, can you drive buses? I own 2 and need to put them to work. Of course, right? I'm not really going to put them to work. The position has been filled. Thank you for your offer. Oh, that's pretty cool, Nathan. You never did answer me though, Nathan. Do you have buses? What kind of buses do you have, dude? Oh, okay, Nathan, I will for sure. Let me pull it up. She says, do you have kids and are you in a relationship? You're talking, I should tell her, no, but I own a plantation and have slaves. You're talking to somebody from the 1830s. It's 1836, right? That would really throw her for a loop. Forget. Stupid people. All right, enough of that crap. Let's get back to the real order of business. Nathan. Hey, there we go. Let's see. Oh, cool, Nathan. You got some neat stuff. You got a lot of neat stuff, dude. Newer stuff, but still. Nathan, do you drive or are you a student? You got some really cool. Looks like you're a student, but you got some neat buses, aside from the ICs. But college student, okay. All right, I'll tell her I'm from 1836. I apologize to any of my fellow African American fans. No racism intended. I want you while you're not looking. All right, I went even crazier than that with this lady. I pulled a Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I said, I own a plantation in 1836, owned several slaves, was the first man on the moon, and was the 18th president of the United States. You're going to waste my time, I'm going to waste yours. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Looks like they bought a bus from northern part of the state. Oh, cool. Hey, Adam, 681. What's the status on bus 681? Are they still getting rid of it anytime soon, or is it still going to be a little while? Because I know I know you're saving up for that one. Something going on outside. Got dogs all over the place. Okay, I understand. No worries. No worries at all. But the heck's going on over here? Sounds like my wife's having just as much fun in her live stream as I am with you guys. But good, I can close that stupid chat. Oh my goodness. But yeah, back to the bus videos and stuff. Luke, it's no big deal. You didn't miss much. I had one of those annoying fake female accounts that hits you up wanting to have sex or whatever, messaging me on Facebook. So we had a little fun with her. I told her I was from the year 1836 and owned a plantation with slaves. I was the president from the United States from, I think, the 18th president or something. Some stupid stuff. Gave her a run for her money. Not really. I just wasted her time. And she asked me if I had a job and if I was a religion. And I told her, yes, I am a religion, and we're opening up the next Church of John Jay in your area of Florida next month. But it's kind of fun goofing off like that. Have I driven any first gen ICs? No, I have not. It's funny. I think the '02 or '03 ICs, one of them, the manual door was a push and pull instead of a, turn and go around in the circle. And that was really, um, it was so weird. So just the strangest looking freaking door mechanism. Yeah, Luke's driven first gen ICs. To my fleet, the Nut Buster. Why was it called a Nut Buster? I have to ask. Was it because when it was pulled out to open the door, if you stood up, you'd ting yourself in the nuts on it? Yeah, that's what I thought. I never thought of it like that. That's really funny. Tommy, yes, I've driven a couple Lodestars. The very first bus I drove was it was a 76. I was in seventh grade. We had a tract of land. And it was a 76 Wayne Lodestar with a tilt hood and 345 automatic. And it was a Wayne, but it had the in-out doors where one door went out, the other one went in, like Carpenter's. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was my first real. That was when I knew I wanted to own and drive buses. So, and DJ Wedding, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I'm gonna get the third bus for the fleet. Probably not right now. Maybe eventually. Because it would be really cool to it would be cool to own a Crown. Just getting one though, yeah, it's getting another bus is cost prohibitive, obviously. And then here where I live in the Houston area, everything you own has to be insured if you're going to drive it on the road. So technically, when I drive my Bluebird on the road, it's not legally, but I just take it around the block. So, but if I was to get a third bus, it would either be a Crown, not a tandem axle Crown. It's too many tires to deal with, but a 671 powered Crown with a 10-speed, or the 1979/80 S1700 that I Carpenter that I drove at Tomball when I first started there. It was a 19. It was listed as an 80, but it had the first generation S series speedometer in it, where the numbers ended in zeros instead of fives, and it was a freshly rebuilt 392, best running bus out there. The only thing it didn't have was a fresh paint job. They had completely gutted and redone the interior, freshly rebuilt engine and transmission. It was like a brand new bus, and it had the in-out doors, and it had the square Carpenter lenses. It was a really, really fun bus. I don't even know if it still exists. For all I know, it could be, part of my red stapler now. So the gear shift from it lives on in one of the 1996 Crown by Carpenters that Tomball has. But I don't. I'd have to see if they still even had access to what the VIN number is to that, and try to do a VIN search and see if I could even track that bus down. But they got rid of it probably in '03 or '04. So, Jalen, no, I've never done a DOT inspection for my Bluebird because I don't require. I'm not a company, so I don't have to abide by DOT rules. I'm not using the buses for profit, so I don't do any of that. So I have rented out the Thomas before, but it's the way you can get around that is, it's basically I was hauling my friends around. They were giving me gas money. They just gave me the same amount of gas money per person. But I mean, that's how you can do that. As for the Bluebird, no. Or well, yes, I do have plates. The registration expired on it in 2015 or 2016. I'm sorry, and I haven't been able to, getting insurance on it has been cost prohibitive at the moment. So I'm looking at trying to get it reinsured by the fall so that I can re-register it. I don't know what it's going to cost to get registration back on it, but I know that the Thomas costs per registration sticker. It's 120 some odd bucks for the year. So, and Luke, I would love to come to Pennsylvania to visit. I just don't know when. Eventually, I want to get up there. But oh my gosh, the crazy fake person from Florida is back. I'm asking you a question. Okay, fine. I'm married. Go away. Jalen, no, I don't want to join a company with my buses. They're toys. Luke can kind of attest to that. We just have fun with our buses. We don't really do for profit with them. And somebody asked me what happened to my icon or profile icon, whatever it is. I'm not sure. I noticed it after I replaced my phone. So I had a Galaxy S7 before, and last Tuesday, I got to work at about 9:30 in the morning, and it had 100% battery charge on it. And that was a pretty busy day too. And I remember my wife Rachel texted me a couple of times. I had I want to say I had like 10 minutes to play around on Facebook, and then that was really about it. I didn't do anything else with my phone. It just sat on my desk, and so it was 100% when I got there at 9:30, and I think I checked it a couple of times for texts or whatever. And by 12:30, it was at 41% battery. So battery was just dying. So I ended up upgrading to a Galaxy S9. Love my new phone. It's awesome. And I think that's when my icon changed. Not sure why though. Really strange. Luke, so you guys started an LLC. Does that save you guys money on like insurance, or I mean, how does that? What was the purpose of that? I'm curious. So, Jalen, who is your brother? It's not Dylan, is it? Because that's Dylan works for that. I haven't heard from Dylan in years. I should. I think I still have Dylan's number. Let's see. I think I do. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get him on here. That would be cool. Oh, he was this year. That's good. That's really good. I'm subscribed to him, but I haven't seen anything. That I will say this. I miss chit chatting with Dylan. He and I used to talk on the phone too. I know he wanted to come to Texas and whatnot. Did he did he drive his is he still driving his Bluebird? That's one thing I'm curious about. You know, whatever happened. You know, his bird he and his bird disappeared off the face of the earth. So and that was a really cool bus. You know, it's kind of a shame the way. Oh, he did. Well, that's too bad. That's really too bad. But oh, he just texted me and he said okay. So let's see if he jumps in here. Figured it'd be cool to get him in here while we're talking about him. Be like, "What's up, dude?" But what's up, Dylan? You are here. We were just talking about you. Your name came up, and I was like, I wonder how Dylan's doing. Let's send him a text and see if he gets in here. It's been forever, man. Been a long, long time, man. I hope all is going well. They just said yeah, I know the feeling. I've been working like ridiculously hard myself in between, you know, well, you know what I do at work. So I just built a new computer though. So that's like been my excitement. But yeah, Dylan, you, did you, so you sold your Bluebird? I'm curious. That was a really cool bus. I hope, if that happened that, oh, okay. So it's still in the family at least, but I mean, I guess you can't go out and drive it whenever you want, though. But freaking A. Oh, cool. Very cool. So you still get to play with your bus at least. That's good, man. I miss seeing all your videos, man. I know I haven't been posting as much, but but at least it's in the family and you can still do stuff with it. That's awesome. That was a really cool setup. Did you ever change a transmission in it? So it's a MT643 now, or is it a 2000? Oh, okay. It's still the 545. I remember you said you were thinking about putting a 643 in. So I did. I mean, I'm sure you saw I did the change the 545 in my Bluebird, but that's pretty cool, man. Jalen, we were just talking about that. He said he sold it to his aunt, but that's cool. At least it's still in the family and you get to play with it, for sure. I've got a guy I've been talking to, or a guy, not that I've been talking to, but I've been doing business with here in, he's just down the street from where my office is, just over by Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, north of Houston. And he buys the buses that nobody wants on the auction block and he scraps them. And so I've been getting parts and pieces from him. Slip him 100 every now and then. He sold me the battery cables, the replacement ones that I put in the Bluebird, and then I've adapted a T444E radiator into inches further to the right than the DT. So I just changed the radiator hose on the Thomas, and so I've done a trip with it, and it did fine. No leaks, nothing. And then maybe I'm just paranoid because it comes in at a weird angle, but I mean, it works good, but I snagged one of the modern style Felstead gear shifts for the out of one of the, I think it was a 95 Thomas International. Basically what's in the, like in your Bluebird and the newer ones. And I'm still debating on if I'm going to swap it into my Bluebird or if I'll keep the Quadco. I mean, they don't look any different, obviously. Not much different anyways. But I'm waiting on him. He gets S series in from time to time because I do need to get one of those splash guards that go under the hood on the S series that clip in for the driver's side of my Bluebird. And you know, I got my mirror and some other stuff. I still need to wire in my second stop sign. I'm just not looking forward to pulling down my overhead panels above the window line because they clip into the top of the window frames, actually hold those overhead panels in. So, but you know, eventually one day I'll get some time to go out there. My wife is going to a convention up in Oklahoma in August, so I might have some time that weekend to go in and start wiring cool stuff into the Bluebird, because eventually, I mean, I do want to add side marker turn signals to it, just like I did to the Thomas. Run the 3 down the side, and there's a lot of stuff I still want to do. You know, maybe some party lights in the Bluebird, but yeah, Dylan, you got to get back in the bus videos, man. We miss you. I tried to get Matt to come in here, but he's at a ball game. So, but maybe one day we can get Matt here in on the channel, and everybody can. I don't know. I don't know if Matt would want to come in because I know you guys would probably swarm him. Where you been? What's up? How you been? We miss you. But somebody asked me if it was raining over here. Not yet, I don't think. We've had on and off storms with that tropical disturbance. In fact, let me check the radar. Let's see here. My phone's so cool, it wakes up with my eyes. Really, Dylan, you're leaving New Dawn. Wow, okay. What do you plan on doing? Are you going to start your own company? Or are you going to go do something completely different? Or, I mean, what do you... Connor, I think you asked me if it was storming here. It's fixing to again here in a few minutes. I'm looking at the radar. We're about to get hammered. Yeah, DJ Wedding, do a video of your bus tomorrow. That'd be cool, for sure. But, oh, hell yes, anytime, anywhere. Get that company off the ground, man. Then you can come visit sometime. I don't know, Dylan, if you've met Christopher Abnett. I should text him and see if he'll join. He came and visited me about a month ago, and we got to play with both his Redbird bus and play with my buses. It was a lot of fun. We did a little bit of everything. I'll see if I can get him in. This is kind of fun, guys. I have to admit, this is really cool. I don't know how you can. I wonder if you can add participants. I'm testing something out here. Okay. Oh, okay. That just shows who all's here. That's pretty cool. Dylan, you're going to do like Matt did, because Matt bought a bus company that operates small buses. You're basically starting it up. Oh no! Ooh, 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 ooh! That's bad. Now, Dylan, are you still going to do uh, like anything for New Dawn after you leave? Like just fill in from time to time, since it's because that's part of your family owns that company, right? Or is part of that company, whatever. So I don't think for those of y'all that know, oh, oh man, that sucks. Freaking Durham. That's horrible. Well, it is what it is. It's like double A transportation. Let's see here. So, oh wow. So, for those of you guys that know Christopher Abnett, and his Redbird and Dev bus, um, how many of you guys know who I'm talking about? Hopefully, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's the guy with the red bus that came to visit me about a month ago. So I was trying to get Chris to join in on the thing, and let's see here. Let me look at something here. Okay, cool. So it doesn't show his phone number, so I can show this. If you look right there at the top line from him, waiting on a tow rig for the dev bus. He blew up the AT 545. That really sucks. That's horrible. Yeah, he's got the red bus. He's trying to find the live stream now while he's waiting for the tow rig. Oh, that's horrible though. That really sucks. Hey, Chris, he says he's on. Everybody say hi to Chris. Chris, we got Dylan in here too. So it's been a year since Durham took over. That's crazy. So Chris, I showed them the text from you. Don't worry, my phone didn't have your phone number displayed. So, but I showed them the message you sent me. So, but yeah, dude, I showed them your message. But go ahead and fill everybody in, man. That's horrible. Dylan, are you familiar with Chris Abnett? If not, you should definitely go check out his channel. He's got two awesome buses, shorties. He's got a red Bluebird 3800 with a 444E that he swapped an Allison 1000 in to replace the AT 545. And it's from the school district that I grew up in. Yeah, Chris, meet Dylan. So, oh man, though that sucks. So his other bus, his 91 Carpenter, is a 91 or 90. I can't ever remember, but it's got a DT 360 and DTA 360. But I can't believe it, man. The 545 blue, man. That's just crazy. So what happened? You got to give us the scoop. That's insane, though. You must have been doing free weight. Well, maybe not. But well, I guess no dev bus coming to Texas anytime soon. Oh, geez, that sucks. What do you think blew out on it? You think it was converter, or you think something inside the tranny just decided to give up the go? Ugh. But I guess, oh, okay. The gotcha, okay. Yes, it is, Dylan. Look at, if you know, if you remember the Rumorman brothers, Neil and Michael, they worked for AA Transportation up in Connecticut, and Durham screwed up their, they ruined that company when they bought it out. So I'm not surprised. I definitely not surprised. Ick. Yeah, Chris, at least you have freaking. I saw that text you sent me. It's 97 outside. It's actually a little cooler down here because we've got storms in the area, so it's kind of cooled down the whole area up here. But still, man, ugh. Oh well. Hey, you got another transmission project. Yeah, anytime, anywhere, Dylan. That'll be a good thing for you. At least get it going with small buses first, and then um, start incorporating big buses. For sure, best thing to do. Yeah, for sure. Oh man, but so Chris, what do you think? You have any ideas of what you want to do yet, or are you just going to kind of sideline the bus and figure it out later? At least you have Redbird to drive around still, but it's not the same as driving the DT around. But man, yeah, you could do that for sure. You know of any places that have 545s lying around, or you just grab another one and just do a swap? Yeah, I was gonna say the hell with 545s, just 643 it, be done with it. You've modded one bus, you might as well mod the other. Because eventually that's what I want to do with my Bluebird. In fact, speaking of parts and stuff, I need to call the parts guy, the scrapyard guy, tomorrow because he's supposedly going to have more buses tomorrow. He's been out of town. So, but, oh, yeah. Yeah, the only thing you'll have to do with the 643 is change the flex plate. Because I think the 545 and the 643, yeah, if old boy at the scrapyard has a 643, that'd be, well, he's got a 643. He's got 643s lying around. One time I was there and he had I think it was either a 466E or a P pump 466 that had a 643 bolted to it. He pulled it out of an Amtran FE. But tow rigs. All right, buddy. Well, you take care. Don't spend too much money on that, and catch us back when you get done. If we're still online, we'll be here. What? Oh, DJ Wedding, you're talking about the pin that on the Bluebirds that pokes down from the bottom. That is part of the little sleeve that looked kind of bad, didn't it? The black sleeve on the outside of the door handle that slides up and down. And the pin that does that. Or are you talking about what pin are you talking about? The inner is that is that like the roll pin that goes through the black outer sleeve that holds the pin that sticks out of the bottom in? Because you could probably, if that's the case, it's just a roll pin. You could probably go to if you've got like a Fastenal, if you guys have Fastenal up there, or if you have like a hardware store, you might be able to find a roll pin there. I'm not sure. Let me see here. I don't think I have an exploded view of that though, so I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go to Google. I know there's a Bluebird or some kind of, there's a bus parts site that I think it's Brightbill maybe. Let's see here. Bluebird bus parts. They have a whole PDF of Bluebird parts. Yeah, it's I think it's Brightbill. Let's see here. Yeah, Bluebird Parts Catalog. Brightbill's website, www.brightbill.com. Who drinks Dunkin' Donuts? That's Mike Peterson. I don't know if he's on the channel, though. I could, or if he's in the chat, I could probably, let's see here. Yeah, just see if you can find a roll pin. If you take your outer sleeve off, because I'm assuming it comes right off right now because the pin's not in there to hold it in. But if you take that off and go to like your hardware store, you probably find a roll pin. Let's see here. There he is. Let's see here. Handles and latches. Let's see, Mr. DJ, if there's the knob. I don't see the pin though. What makes it up? Let's see. Locks, battery doors. There's that. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Spring, brass bushings, bearings, bracket, plunger, plug, lock, roll pin. Okay, so the roll pin is going to be a weird part number. Okay, the roll pin is, let's see here, 09900. I'm going to type it into the chat here if I can, if it'll let me. Let me see here. There we go. 0993261. That's the roll pin. DJ, you replaced it, it'll fall out again. Oh gosh. Well, you could always you'd probably glue it in there. Because it just goes through the outer black handle and the silver inner part, and it holds the pin in that slides up and down with the handle. You probably just glue the roll pin in there on one side. That's what I would do. Yeah, shove a small screw in it. But then it would look weird. I just freaking glue it in. You don't even have to use super glue. Just use a glue that's going to hold it in there. Maybe even some freaking like Elmer's glue. I mean, it doesn't have to be insanely crazy. You just want it to stick. Because eventually you may have to pull that stupid door roll pin out. Gorilla glue. You don't want it coming out at all, even if the freaking door handle breaks. But that's okay. You could Gorilla glue it in, and then if the outer handle breaks, you just break it off the rest of the way, you know? That'd work too. But I wish they still had the safety latch handle that I have in my Bluebird, the zigzag one, and not the one that's, you know, what, straight up and then has the spread out collar. But Bluebird hasn't made that old zigzag handle in years. And I see why. I mean, the newer handle is different. I don't want a chrome handle. I do like the Bluebird safety latch handle. It's really cool. But it is what it is. I know some of you guys want to know what I did to put the lock on the battery door box handle, and I'll have to make a video of that because it was really easy. All you need is a drill and an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, and that's it. So, but now that the all-in-one chrome door handle that looks like a Thomas handle, it's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Um, I'd rather use the keep it. But yeah, Mr. Connor, yeah, max forces suck. We've already established that earlier in the live stream. Just not as fun. But I saw Fred in here. I guess he left. Let me send him a message too and be like, dude, did you leave? Let's see here. Because he's really cool too. I would love to get. I know he's wanting to come visit soon, and yeah. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see if Mr. Mike Pete jumps in here. But Jalen, are those? Is that Amtran I'm assuming that's an electric or air door. That's something with the control, the cylinder or whatever. Ooh, I know it's too quiet for you guys to hear on the computer mic, but it's thundering outside. I told you we were fixing to get hit again. It's still pretty. The window's still really bright. All the light you see in the background uh, is natural light. So, oh, Mr. Frederick Kraft is working right now. Oh, that sucks. Poor guy. I know he was in here earlier, but one of these days I need to figure out uh, what to do. Yeah, Connor, go ahead and send me a. You can send me that video in the Facebook message. Free up some messages. I got a lot of freaking chats open in Facebook. People got all excited that I was live streaming. It is fun live streaming though. I got to tell you guys, it is awesome. So give me a moment, guys. I need to use the restroom again. The coffee is kicking in. Mute the mic. I'll be right back. All right, the mic is unmuted. Anyway, yeah, so some of you guys, I know we were talking about my Bluebird earlier, like on how I kind of established that I got it because it was kind of like 849, the evil bus that I drove at Goodman Bus Service. And it's kind of funny, when the whole time I worked at Goodman, I never did get a chance to drive 880, which is now my Bluebird. It just was they never had it insured, all that stuff. However, my Thomas, we never really got into that. So I drove, some of you guys know, the ones that don't know, the reason so the story behind my Thomas. So I drove for Tomball Independent School District here in the Houston area from 2000, October of 2000, right after I got out of high school. And I graduated May of 2000. And this year would be my 18th year driving. The last time I drove a bus for them was in 2015 when I was on doing just regular help desk work at the company I work for now. I would get a weekend shift where I would work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and have the Monday through Thursday off before that Friday. So I would go drive for the bus barn every now and then. And but I drove my Thomas. It was a sub bus when I started, right before I started going to University of Houston and started driving for Goodman Bus Service. I started driving my Thomas as a sub bus because I drove an HDX in 02. So I guess it would be considered an HD because it was the first year. And, and I missed having the manual door and the actual gear shift instead of the push button gear shift that the HDX had. And it turned out I was on a route. I was approaching the junior high school that I drove for, and there was a three-way stop on the road. It was a major thoroughfare, and the ABS computer and the air brakes decided not to work, and it stopped all of the air from going to the brake chambers when I stepped on the brake pedal. And I was just about to pull the parking brake to do an emergency stop since I had no brakes. And I had 40 kids on board. And luckily, the brakes decided to kick on at the last minute, and then they never did it again. So I immediately radioed base, and they brought me a sub bus. It was not my Thomas. It was one of its cousins or one of its sisters. And I'd driven my Thomas before as a sub bus, and I really liked it. And so I swapped it out because they couldn't figure out what in the hell was wrong with the brakes on that HDX. And I didn't need the 84 passenger capacity. I could use a 71 passenger bus. So I started driving my Thomas more and more and fell in love with it, despite the fact that it didn't have a DT. And I always told people, I'm going to buy that damn bus when they get rid of it. And so early 09, it started having some transmission leaks. And so they sidelined it, and they went to look, and the torque converter, actually it wasn't the converter it was leaking, it was the pump seal. And the reason it was leaking was because the torque converter, the button in the center of the converter that centers it into the pilot of the crankshaft on the back of the motor, had come apart. So the converter was just kind of wobbling in there. The reason it did that is because the motor mounts weren't holding up on the bus. So motor and transmission, where they're bolted together, are supposed to be, moved like this, right? Well, they were doing this, and I didn't catch that right away. And that's where you see in my videos where I had to completely redo the rear motor mounts and then eventually the front motor mounts, and it stressed the hell out of my crank and sheared it. But I loved that bus so much that I ended up buying it. So that's why, and I had some of my best routes on that Thomas. So some of my former students who are now, long graduated high school, and some have even graduated college already, they've gotten to sign the ceiling of the Thomas. So that was really cool. But that's why I bought it, and I turned it into something fun, But yeah, anyway, that's kind of the story behind the Thomas. Hey Connor, I'll send you a message on Facebook. I don't put out my full name on YouTube for a reason. But if you send me your name or you post your name, I'll unless you've already sent me a link in. No. Yeah, if you post your name, I'll send you a message on Facebook. But I don't usually post. I don't put out my full name on Facebook. Kind of like the Mats don't. Kind of if you know them, it's cool. If you don't know them, then you know. Let's see here. Let's see. Did my chat just like end or something? No, it's still going. You guys still here? I see there's 8 people here. Let's see here. Okay, cool. I see you, Dylan. I guess everybody got quiet for a second. But I know Connor wanted to send me that video. I guess the chat just hiccuped or something. I don't know. You know, I heard it thundering, but the sun is getting brighter outside. Unless the building's on fire. No. There's Connor. Connor, what's your Facebook username? And I'll send you a message. What's up, crazy man? Welcome to the chat. So if you guys remember that stupid fake girl bot, sex bot, whoever the hell it was that was messaging me on Facebook, I just sent her a link. She's like, why won't you answer my questions? And I said, I'm live streaming. I sent her a link to the chat, so if she joins in, we can all kind of like roast her if you guys want. That would be kind of funny, actually. Let's invite like oh, Connor, you found me. I got you. I got you. Let's see here. Of course. Send me a friend request, buddy. Cool. Let's see here. I accepted the chat request. What in the heck did Facebook do? Why is it doing what it's doing? Okay, let's see here. Connor, I got you, buddy. I just accepted, so let's see here. Oh, all right. So I sent that crazy girl the link to the chat, and her exact words are, "Don't border yourself. You can text me when you are done. Can you try and get me an iTunes card?" I knew she wanted something. I told her, sure, if she uses it to buy stuff for my bus. Okay, now what the hell is going on? Okay, there we go. There's Connor's request. All right, Connor, let's see here. I'm putting it on now. Okay. That is a weird noise. Hey, Connor, that could be anything, dude. You know what that almost sounds like? It sounds like the air compressor, the air brake compressor. Like maybe it's maybe the hose that goes to the tank has a leak in it. I don't know. Next time you're on the bus, if it's making that noise, take a look at the take a look at the air gauge and see how quickly or slowly it's filling up. But that sounds more like that noise sounds like an air leak in the compressor supply pipe. Yeah, sounds like the rain just started. Oh yeah, let's see here. Hey kitties. Yep. This is crazy. If you guys, if I could pick, I wish I could pick up the laptop. It is sunny outside and it is pouring. So, Connor, you said you're in Judson, right? Where is that? Well, actually, you don't even have to say. I'll just look it up and look on Google Maps. Why am I being lazy? Let's see here. Where are you guys at? Oh, you guys are up north. Okay, I thought you guys were yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so you guys are outside of San Antonio. Okay. Right there on the loop. Cool. All right, Connor's back. What's up, dude? I'm back. Oh, my goodness. Right. Yeah. Chris just posted on his Facebook the picture of being broke down in his DT, in his Carpenter. Yeah, DJ, that's what Matt was saying when he texted me. He said you can take your damn Houston weather back. So I'm assuming it's hot and ridiculous there. He's in on the border of Indiana and Michigan, right up there by South Bend. I don't know where you're at, but ugh. And Mr. Weibel, you're in Indiana too. How is it over where you're at? Is it hot and yucky as well? Hot and humid? Jalen's raining. I haven't even looked at the radar like for the whole area. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's check the radar. I have a good app on my phone for it. Yeah, see, Connor, that sounds like that's the a brake line. If it's depleting pretty fast when the bus is sitting, then yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like it's got an air leak. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I guess a lot of Houston, San Antonio, Dallas area, East Texas is starting to get some. The showers and storms are real spotty, but yeah, I'm looking at it now. There's a storm real close to us. We're just getting the edge, so it should get dark here. Raining hard there in DFW. Bedford. Yeah, I'm looking at the radar. No, nothing here yet. No hail, just rain. Let's see here. Hey, Jalen, what is your profile picture on Facebook look like? I'm trying to find you. Gotcha. All right. Done. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, send me a pic, Jalen. I'd love to see your bus. Mr. Weibel, let me see here. What is our weather currently? I know it's hot and humid outside with the rain. It isn't as hot though. Yeah, it's only 84 outside. My goodness. Connor, I just got your message. That's crazy. Nice rain. Well, we needed the rain though. We definitely needed the rain. But I think I just got a pop up from YouTube on what did I get a pop up on? Somebody comment on something. Oh. But anyway, so it's been fun, guys. We need to do this again, hopefully soon. My cats are both. Look, got one up in Kitty City and the other one in the bed, half asleep. How funny. Yeah, the black one's my newest kitty. If you guys remember from my other videos, Maverick, my big white, brown, and black kitty that frequently made appearances, he passed away back in April. So he was 20 years old. Actually, I had to have him put down. He just couldn't walk anymore. But it was pretty hard on me because he came to me when I was a junior in high school. But the little black kitty is my new cat. His name is Max. So and Max was a stray. I got him at the local animal shelter around the corner. Wasn't even going to go back that day to go see kitties, but I wanted a black cat. He had just popped up as being available for adoption, and I went and met him, and he was just the sweetest kitty. He did not. He was not neutered yet, and he had a problem with one of his eyes. So the day they neutered him, they removed the problem eye. So he's a one-eyed kitty. He's a cyclops, but he's a sweetheart kitty. Max, Max, come here, buddy. Oh, yes. There you go. Get on camera, Max. This is my Max. Yeah. You want to see yourself on the computer? There you are. But he's a good little boy. He's kind of delirious, I think. Come here. Look up at the camera. That way people can see. We got Carmelita waiting out. There's Max in his one eye. He's a good little boy, though. Let's see, Jalen. Hang on a second. Let's see here. Jalen, I don't see your bus yet. Is it on your profile page, or did you text message it to me? Oh my goodness, are you okay, buddy? You just fell off the chair. Oh shoot. Give me a second, guys. When Max fell off the chair, he hit my UPS and turned my big computer off. Whoops. Boot everything back up here. That was a little unfortunate. Max, are you okay, buddy? Oh, you okay? Yeah, you're okay. You're just like, whatever. Yeah, give me a second. I'm booting up the big computer back. There it goes. With it being the big Z800 machine, it takes a second to post. It's probably going to be upset because it powered off incorrectly. Unfortunately, because it's in the custom case, it doesn't detect its rear chassis fans, so I have to press F1 to boot it up. Yeah, it's not Hurricane. I have a big 1,000-watt UPS that runs my computer that gives it power, and he hit the power button when he fell off the chair. Oops. So I'm sure Windows will be a little pissy with me in a second. I guess while it's doing that, I'll just look over here. Jalen, let me check. Actually, that's not where I want to go. I'll just use the laptop here. It may slow the stream down. I apologize if it does. Let's see here. Because I looked at your page, Jalen. I didn't see any bus pictures on it. Let's see here. Oh, I see it now. So that was what you drove in Georgia, I'm assuming. All right. Okay, Windows is finally booting up. After it comes back up, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Because I think my wife came off of Livestream, and I'm gonna see about cooking us some dinner. Well, that's pretty cool, Connor. Let's see here. Get that back up. Okay, everything's still loading. All of the all of my original tabs on Firefox came back. Woohoo! Sweet. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day with the live stream. It's been like freaking awesome, and we definitely got to do this again soon. I just don't know when, but yeah. Anyway, for sure, I will catch you guys. Yeah, almost 3 hours. Damn. But yeah, we'll definitely do this again. Dylan, if you're still here, it was awesome to see you. Adam, both Adams, it's good to see you guys too. Nice to meet you new guys, Connor and Jalen. DJ Wedding, awesome to see you too, man. But yeah, we'll definitely do this again soon. And if I can figure out how to get invite people in a live stream where we can do, oh yeah, Cam, for sure, dude. If I can figure out, I know there's like a Google Hangouts or something I can do where we can I can get like multiple people in live stream on cam. That would be kind of cool, like bus talk and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, Jalen, send me the picture, dude. I'll look at it because I get the pop-ups on my phone and whatnot. So anyway, awesome seeing you guys, and we'll do this again soon. For sure. And Dylan, yeah, most definitely. It'd be fun to have a live stream. So anyway, and DJ, I probably won't be able to jump in because I'm going to cook some dinner here in a little bit, but I'll have to watch it because I'm sure you'll post it later. So yeah, hop on over to DJ stream, y'all, if y'all want to see his buses, and we'll see y'all later.